What is up, YouTube? Pokedog here, and today we are running our first ever video game submission. Whew. Now I am absolutely terrified. I have no idea what to expect. I've never graded a video game. Unlike cards, I don't really know what I'm looking out for before I send them. But over the last previous months, I have made some pretty good purchases. These are, of course, from my collection. I won't be selling these. They are mainly going to be made up of Resident Evil games and Pokemon games. So yeah, without further ado, let's crack straight in and let's show you what I've bought recently. So, to start things off, we have the GameCube. It is quite big, so it's going to be hard to show you the whole thing, but I got this number of months ago now, still sealed as far as I can see. It's really good condition, so we'll see what that brings. We're going to send that off. CGC are now doing video games, and they haven't actually released loads of information on it yet. I'm like jumping the gun a little bit, but I am getting stuff ready. They are going to CGC. We want early certain numbers. And next up we have Resident Evil 2. This is again for the GameCube. I mean, this came out like 1999, 2003, so I think it's around a 2002 release, if I'm not mistaken, on the GameCube. But this is definitely by far one of my favourite games. And as a kid, I mean, I played this when I was like 7 or 8. I shouldn't have done because it's like 15. But the artwork on the front, like, I loved it. Like, it's quite simple for a skull, but yeah, as a child, catchy. I borrowed it off a girl that lived down the street, and took it home, completed it, and that was it, and I couldn't live without it. So that's our second card game that's going to be graded. Right, next up we have a pile, and these are mainly PS4 games. We have Resident Evil Origins Collection. This is, of course, Resident Evil 0 and the original Resident Evil remade HD. So it's not really, well, I suppose it is a remake. It was a remake, but they did it all HD. I think it dropped on like PS3, some of the earlier consoles, but they brought it out again for the PS4. We have my favourite game of recent times, Resident Evil 2 Remake. This is the remake version of the Resident Evil 2 I just shown you. This again is on PS4. All these games are sealed, guys. When I bought them, I just ordered off the internet, and it's basically like, look, like, hopefully the postman's nice, looks after your gear, which they always do in my experience. And there's no rips on this, there's no like marks. I think what they look for is like if you've lent on it or drawn on it and there's like imprints in the paper, or sometimes like if you press on it too hard, the imprint of the plastic like leaves a mark. I think that's the kind of thing that they're looking for. So realistically, if you're going to send off, you want to send off the very best copies that you got. So Resident Evil 2 Remake is going, and if you're going to send off Resident Evil 2, you've of course got to send off Resident Evil 3 Remake. This game, I kind of like jumped past it a little bit, if I'm dead honest, because this released and this was amazing. Like, this was by far one of the best Resident Evils ever made. Like, it was shown so much justice to the original Resident Evil 2. Whereas this one, I feel like could have just been DLC for Resident Evil 2. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but I think a lot of us was expecting a little bit more. So I haven't really like dug into this game too much. but we cleared it. We haven't platinumed it yet, so we will eventually. But of course, Resident Evil 3 will be going off, and I'm pretty sure you can guess where this is heading now. Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is rumoured to be the next game to get a remake. Not too sure how I feel about it now, because this was my favourite Resident Evil game for years, like absolutely years. And I feel like I was saying it and saying it and saying it, but I hadn't actually like replayed the game in a while. And when I did come to replay it, I found a lot of it like dragged on. Like the castle was a bit long, and it just didn't like match up to some of the later games. So it did, of course, get knocked off my #1 spot. But I can remember playing this for the Wii and loved it. Like, you know, with the remote and the weird new controls. So of course, this will be going to CGC, and it's probably one of my favourite covers, like by far. Like, there's a lot going on in that cover. I like it. So if we're sending off Resident Evil 4, of course we are sending off Resident Evil 5. I'm going to sound like a bit of a broken record, but this was also my favourite Resident Evil for a while. Like, I played this like on every platform you can think of, Xbox 360, PS3, you know, I've played on the PS4, I think I even played on the Xbox One, just as I've had different consoles. So I have platinumed this on the PS4. I'll probably never play it again. When you jump back on it after playing like some of your more recent Resident Evils, I guess it's not so great, but actually, you know, try not to knock it too much, because it is actually, I thought it was fun. I thought some of the boss fights was really good, and some of the enemies. Resident Evil 6, we're going to be sending this off as well. As far as the game goes, I'm actually playing this now. I've done the Leon campaign. I'm halfway through Chris's campaign. We've got Ada's to do, and the last one is this guy, I think. I think his name's Jacob. It's Wesker's son, anyway. I avoided this game for ages. When I first played it, I hated the gameplay. Like, it went like proper shooter instead of survival horror. It went like a shooty-uppy. I didn't really like it. I'm playing it again now. I'm liking it a little bit. It's not too bad. It's nowhere near as good as like Resident Evil 2 Remake or Village or 7, but it's not a bad game. So that's the game that we're trying to complete and platinum at the minute. We do also have a copy of this on Xbox 360. I don't normally collect Xbox games, but I picked this up off eBay for like, I think it was like £4, and then a quid delivery, so £5 all in. I thought, you know, you can't miss that. It got delivered and it came in really good condition, so I was happy with that. Next up, we've got Resident Evil 7 Biohazards. This is, of course, Resident Evil 7. It's the gold edition. Again, I picked this up on auction on eBay for like £5 something. So again, another cracking deal. Sealed, really, really good condition. I had to add it to the collection, because we are going to be grading not only 1 but 2 Resident Evil 7 standard editions. I really like this Resident Evil just because I first played it with the PlayStation VR. If you're going to play this game, you need to play it VR. It's a little bit of a headache, because for me, I get motion sickness, so I can't play VR for too long, and this is a pretty long game. But after a bit of a grind, I did complete it on VR, and then run through the game a few more times, just without the VR on standard edition. And either way, you're going to love it. So I had to get the gold edition as well, just for shelf purposes, really. So I've got both. Next up we have got Resident Evil Revelations and Revelations 2. These are games that I have not played. Believe it or not, there are Resident Evil games I haven't played, and these are them. I've played this for about 10 minutes on the Nintendo Switch, but I didn't really have time to play it properly, and I've never picked it up really since. I will get round to playing them, but I'm not in a major rush. But of course we will grade them for the Resident Evil collection. I hope Dan realises how many games he's got on the way. So next up we have Resident Evil Village. Now this is the Japanese version, Resident Evil Biohazard. I got this with the collector's edition chest. You get like a statue, a map and some other cool things. I had to pick that up. I really wanted the Chris statue. So kept this sealed. This of course will go off to CGC. I'm not sure how it works if they grade Japanese games, but I'm more than sure they will. So we're going to send that off. I haven't actually got a sealed copy of Resident Evil Village on the PS4. That is a game that I will pick up later down the line. I've got one, but I opened it and played it and never replaced it. Resident Evil the Dark Side Chronicles on the Wii. I've never played this. I played the other one, the Umbrella Chronicles, I think it is. I'm a little bit skeptical about this because this came in the post. I got it really cheap off eBay, and it's sealed up, but the seal on it, I don't know if you can see. Like, there's like, I don't know, there's no strip. I don't know if Nintendo have always had strips, but on some of them, like if you used to pick up Resident Evil 4, you can get it with a red strip or a clear strip, but for some strange reason this don't have a strip. The seal seems a little bit like cheaper. There is a fold matching the PlayStation folds. Maybe it is a proper seal, and maybe it's just how they sealed the Wii games, but it just feels a bit strange. I'm used to having PS4, so we'll have to see how they come back. Next up we have Resident Evil the Mercenaries 3D for the Nintendo 3DS. This went on sale on base, so I grabbed a copy, and then there was an accident error with the orders, so they sent me another one and then another one, so I ended up paying for free. Got free, but they were cheap anyway. They were super cheap. Two of them came with this silver seal. It's like I don't know, like an official seal that you'll have around games. One of them did not, but it is sealed. So, I mean, this, without marking it, this silver seal is under the seal, whereas this one hasn't got one. So I don't know if this is a real seal or not, or if it's just like an error in the factory. But it came from a website that only sells brand new games, so, and it is sealed, and the seal seems good. So I think it's just a factory error, maybe they just ran out of stickers, or the machine just didn't print one. As you can see there, look, there is like a little mark there. So I think like these are the kind of things that CGC will look for, and then they'll knock it down. So you just got to be a little bit careful with it. We'll make sure we package them up really well. And our final game for submission is going to be Pokemon Alpha Sapphire for the Nintendo 3DS. I got this off Meowth's auction house for £5. Nobody wanted it. I bought it like 2 or 3 years ago. As you can see, it's got the Nintendo seal. It did have some like residue and crap and that all over the front, and I did clean it up the best I could, but I don't know, it definitely like left some sort of mark, like crimple marks and that. So we're gonna see how this does. This is the one I'm expecting like I mean, it's not bad. It's in good condition, but I think this is the one that I'm expecting the lowest grade on. I could be completely wrong and it could like pull massive high grade, but we'll see. And there you have it, guys. This is going to be our first ever video game submission. CGC launching this in March, I believe. So we're going to get there early, going to get our submission in. Hopefully we'll get some young cert numbers, early cert numbers, and we'll basically just have a bit of fun, and we'll just test it out and see what they get. I'm not got a clue what to expect. I'd just be happy to have them more graded, so it'll just be fun to see what they come back as. If you like this video, if you want to see future content, we do Pokemon here, we do Resident Evil, we are going to do some game streams in the future, some live box breaks maybe. If you like all the sound of that and you want to jump in, join the team, click that like button, click the subscribe button, ring the bell, and until next time, peace out, I'll see you soon.